In Africa's grand story, a new chapter unfolds. For generations, powerful nations dictated Africa's fate, extracting wealth and installing self-serving systems. This history left scars, economic dependency, political instability, and elusive sovereignty. Yet, the spirit of Pan-Africanism endures, a hope for unity and greatness. Today, a new generation, connected and informed, demands change. From Lagos to Johannesburg, young Africans challenge the status quo, seeking leaders who champion their interests. In West Africa, a young leader rises, signaling a bold departure from the past, heralding a new era. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, at 34, became one of the world's youngest leaders. More than a youthful face, he symbolizes courage, resistance, and Pan-African hope. Traoré rose from the Burkina Faso military, shaped by the harsh Sahel battlefields. He saw villages emptied by fear, a generation without hope, and a paralyzed government entangled with foreign powers. In September 2022, Traoré led a coup, not for power, but to rescue a nation on the brink. His promise: restore sovereignty, return power to the people, and reclaim dignity. His words resonated across Africa, striking a chord with millions. Today we explore Traoré's bold policies, new alliances, and powerful legacy. Is this the birth of a new, unified, and independent Africa? Ibrahim Traoré's story begins in 1988 in Bondoukoui, Burkina Faso. He grew up in a land of hardworking people, deeply connected to the soil. Traoré chose a military career, joining the army in 2009. He quickly earned respect as a dedicated and capable soldier. His military career led him to the fight against terrorism in the Sahel. He served in hotspots, witnessing the devastating impact of insurgency. This experience was transformative, exposing him to his nation's struggle. He saw the courage of local communities and the limitations of existing strategies. The soldier from Bondoukoui was shaped by the Sahel, determined to find a new way forward. His patriotism hardened into a fierce determination for change. For Traoré, the battlefield experience became political. He saw a profound crisis of sovereignty, with foreign forces escalating violence. The human cost was staggering, with villages abandoned and young people left with nothing. The government's approach, tied to international agendas, seemed incapable of breaking the cycle. Traoré and his fellow officers questioned the nature of foreign aid. They believed it was a new form of colonialism, stripping Burkina Faso of its dignity. The fight was against a system that kept the nation weak. This realization planted the seeds of a revolution. Traoré and the MPSR believed the problem was in the leadership. To save Burkina Faso, they had to reclaim its sovereignty. On September 30, 2022, Traoré and the MPSR seized control of the state. It was a bold and risky move, the second coup in 8 months. Traoré framed it as a necessary correction, not a grab for power. The previous leadership had failed to quell the insurgency and continued failed policies. His first address to the nation was direct and powerful. "We are not against anyone," he stated. "We are simply for our people." This was a declaration aimed at the entire continent and the world. The reaction within Burkina Faso was overwhelmingly positive. Crowds celebrated, seeing Traoré as a savior. He represented a clean break from a political class that had sold out the country's interests. His rise was a testament to reclaiming destiny when official systems fail. The coup marked the beginning of a new Burkina Faso. Traoré's leadership symbolized a generation's yearning for true independence. The journey toward building a new Burkina Faso had just begun. Captain Ibrahim Traoré made national sovereignty his top priority, turning bold words into action. He ended the military agreement with France, demanding foreign troops leave Burkina Faso. This bold move was hailed by many as the first true step toward reclaiming national dignity. Traoré's government insisted that Burkina Faso's destiny would be decided in Ouagadougou, not a foreign capital. By cutting military dependency, Traoré set the stage for a new era of self-reliance and pride. With political sovereignty asserted, Traoré turned to Burkina Faso's economic lifeblood, its gold and its land. For years, foreign companies took Burkina Faso's gold, while locals saw little benefit. Traoré's government reclaimed control, reviewing contracts, and building the first state-owned refinery. He also championed agriculture, empowering youth and launching ambitious programs for food security. By linking gold and farmland, Traoré inspired a new vision of national pride and economic sovereignty. Captain Ibrahim Traoré realized that true security required mobilizing the entire nation, not just the army. His bold strategy empowered ordinary citizens, farmers, teachers, students, to join the volunteers for the defense of the fatherland. This grassroots movement united Burkina Faso people, restoring hope and security to villages once gripped by fear. Together, they forged a new national identity, resilient, united, and determined to defend their homeland. Ibrahim Traoré placed youth at the center of his revolution, seeing them not as a problem, but as the nation's greatest resource. He inspired pride and action, launching programs that gave young Burkina Faso a stake in their future. Through community projects, entrepreneurship, and social media, the youth became passionate ambassadors, igniting a movement that will outlast any leader. Burkina Faso's bold declaration of sovereignty did not unfold in a vacuum. It sent powerful shockwaves across West Africa, particularly in the neighboring countries of Mali and Niger, which were grappling with nearly identical struggles. Like Burkina Faso, both nations were led by young nationalist military figures, Colonel Assimi Goïta in Mali and General Abdourahmane Tchiani in Niger, who had also taken power with promises to end foreign interference and defeat a rampant Islamist insurgency. They watched Traoré's defiance with keen interest, recognizing in his actions a reflection of their own aspirations and challenges. A shared enemy and a common vision soon began to foster a powerful sense of solidarity among these new leaders. This natural alignment of interests quickly evolved into a formal historic pact. In September 2023, the leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger signed the Liptako Gourma Charter, officially establishing the Alliance of Sahel States, or AES. This was no mere diplomatic handshake. It was a mutual defense pact forged in the spirit of Pan-Africanism. The Charter's core principle is that an attack on the sovereignty of any one member state would be considered an attack on all. It created a collective security architecture designed by Africans, for Africans, explicitly intended to replace the failing foreign-dependent strategies of the past. The alliance was a direct answer to their shared vulnerability. The formation of the AES represented something truly groundbreaking in the recent history of the continent. For the first time in decades, a bloc of African nations was uniting not under the supervision or influence of Western powers, but in direct opposition to the established order. Their cooperation went beyond military matters, extending to economic and political coordination. They began to speak with one voice on the international stage, presenting a united front against external pressure and sanctions. This new alliance was not just a pragmatic response to a security crisis. It was a powerful ideological statement about the future of African cooperation and self-determination. For the people of these three nations, the AES was a source of immense pride and renewed hope. It symbolized a break from an era of division, where neighboring countries were often pitted against each other by external interests. Instead of competition, they now had cooperation. Instead of isolation, they had solidarity. The alliance created a contiguous territory of resistance, stretching across the heart of the Sahel, a bloc determined to prove that African problems could be solved with African solutions. This was the first concrete step in transforming the revolutionary fervor within one nation into a tangible, cross-border Pan-African movement. The Alliance of Sahel States broke away from ECOWAS, accusing it of serving foreign interests and failing to address terrorism and instability. When ECOWAS imposed sanctions and threatened military intervention in Niger, Burkina Faso and Mali stood in solidarity, declaring any attack on Niger a declaration of war. In January 2024, the three nations withdrew, forming a new Pan-African bloc determined to shape their own future. The Alliance of Sahel States' break from ECOWAS sparked a wave of Pan-African consciousness across the continent. Young Africans, inspired by leaders like Traoré, saw this as a revival of the Pan-African dream. On social media, Pan-Africanism trended, fueling debates and hope for unity. For many, the AES became proof that African unity is possible, igniting a new generation's belief in a sovereign, united Africa. To understand Burkina Faso's revolution under Ibrahim Traoré, we must look to Captain Thomas Sankara, Africa's upright man. Both rose from the military, driven by patriotism and a rejection of corruption and neo-colonialism. Traoré, like Sankara, championed self-reliance, humility, and Pan-African ideals. By invoking Sankara's legacy, Traoré positions himself as the heir to a dream of a truly upright and independent Burkinabe nation. While the spirit of Thomas Sankara provides the ideological blueprint for Ibrahim Traoré's movement, the context in which this new revolution is unfolding is, honestly, vastly different. Sankara operated in a world of state-controlled radio and print media, where his message, though powerful, was often limited by the reach of analog technology and, susceptible to suppression by hostile foreign press. His revolution was largely contained within his borders, its story told to the outside world primarily through the lens of Western journalists who often portrayed him as a dangerous radical. His voice, though clear and strong, struggled to carry across the continent and the globe in real time. In stark contrast, Ibrahim Traoré is leading a revolution in the hyper-connected digital age. Today's Africa is a continent of smartphones, social media, and instant information sharing. Every speech Traoré gives, every policy he enacts, is immediately clipped, translated, and, disseminated across platforms like TikTok, X, and YouTube by millions of passionate supporters. This digital army of citizen journalists and Pan-African advocates acts as a powerful amplifier, allowing his message of sovereignty and self-reliance to bypass traditional media gatekeepers and reach a massive global audience directly and unfiltered. His words ignite conversations in Lagos, Nairobi, Johannesburg, and the diaspora simultaneously. This new technological landscape has fundamentally changed the dynamics of the struggle. When Western media outlets portray Traoré as an anti-democratic putschist, a vibrant and vocal online community immediately pushes back, armed with counter-narratives, facts on the ground, and testimonies from ordinary Burkinabe citizens. They create and share content that highlights the positive impacts of his policies, the new farms, the secured villages, the sense of national pride, presenting a story of liberation rather than authoritarianism. This ability to contest and shape the global narrative in real time gives the modern Sankarist movement a resilience and reach that was honestly unimaginable in the 1980s. Furthermore, social media fosters a sense of direct connection and interactive community that Sankara could only have dreamed of. Traoré is not a distant, mythical figure. He is a leader whose supporters feel they know and can engage with. This digital proximity creates a powerful bond and mobilizes support in a way that is both personal and widespread. The youth are not just passive recipients of his ideology. They are active co-creators of the revolutionary culture, using modern tools to celebrate their identity and organize for a shared cause. The revolution is no longer just happening on the streets of Ouagadougou. It is alive and thriving in the digital commons of a newly awakened continent. The assassination of Thomas Sankara in 1987 left a deep wound in Burkina Faso and the Pan-African movement. His dream of a sovereign, self-sufficient nation remained unfinished. Until now, Captain Ibrahim Traoré is determined to learn from Sankara's legacy, forging unity with Mali and Niger to resist external threats. By mobilizing youth and decentralizing power, Traoré aims to make the revolution endure beyond any single leader. He carries the torch Sankara dropped, and all of Africa is watching, hoping he can finish the dream. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's bold actions in Burkina Faso have inspired young Africans everywhere. Across university dorms, rallies, and online forums, a powerful question echoes. If Burkina Faso can stand up for itself, why can't we? From Accra to Nairobi, Dakar to Kampala, youth movements are rising, demanding respect, fair trade, and true sovereignty. Traoré's example is a blueprint, showing Africa's youth that pride in their identity and control over their destiny is possible. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership inspires a generation to rethink Africa's place in the world. His unapologetic Pan-African vision shows that Africa's future will be written in its own capitals, not abroad. This youth-led movement sparked by Traoré is a new wave of decolonization, one that demands true independence, unity, and self-determination for the continent. The journey of Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Burkina Faso is far from over. It has only just begun. The path of radical sovereignty and self-determination is fraught with immense challenges. Burkina Faso wages a difficult war against entrenched terrorist groups. The nation's economy faces immense pressure, cut off from international partnerships. Diplomatic isolation and external threats remain ever-present dangers. Western media paints a skeptical picture of events in the Sahel. Traoré and his allies are labeled as anti-democratic, despite popular support. This narrative war seeks to delegitimize their movement and justify interventions. The pressure to conform to external models of governance is a formidable obstacle. The greatest challenge may be internal. The revolutionary fervor uniting Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is powerful but fragile. Can these nations maintain solidarity amid economic pressures and internal difficulties? Can the revolution translate into long-term prosperity and improved quality of life? The success of this movement will be judged by its tangible results. History will be the final judge of this audacious chapter in Africa's story. It will weigh the methods against the outcomes, the sacrifices against the gains. A fundamental shift has occurred. The new generation of Africans, inspired by the Sahel, will not be silenced. The era of silent acceptance is over. The continent has been reminded of its strength and will never bow down the same way. Africa stands at a crossroads, and the path chosen by this new generation will define its destiny. In the grand tapestry of African history, Captain Ibrahim Traoré stands as a symbol of hope and awakening for a new generation. His leadership reminds us that Africa's future belongs to its youth, united, determined, and ready to shape their own destiny. The story of Traoré is not an ending, but the beginning of a new, unwritten chapter, one defined by unity, strength, and hope. The dawn is breaking, and Africa is ready to write its own magnificent story.